Hello, I'm Patty Sobelman. I'm the head of Pines Montessori School, and I'm really excited to take you through a kind of a quick journey of how our school got to have what we call the event. And so last year we put something together to kind of walk people through it. And I want to share that with you now so that you can see what we're talking about. So just give me just a second to share the screen. You should have it right there, and here we go. So the what and the why of the event. So here we go. A super brief history of what used to be called the gala. So it was 1991. Where were you in 1991? Here we go. So this was what was going on in 91. We had the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Full House was in full screen. We had Our Sexiest Man Alive was Patrick Swayze, God rest his soul, and it was Too Legit to Quit. So that's when we had our first gala. Remember, Pines is 45 years old, so we've been around for quite a while. But what was happening with what was called the gala was that every time we had one, we had to come up with a new theme and a new theme and a new theme and a new theme. You get the theme. It was exhausting. This was the last one that we had. They're beautiful, but every single year we started off with, we're having a gala, followed by what's the theme. You'll see that as we go along. We also had our gala at Kingwood Country Club, and I know lots of you are members, and that's fabulous. But when we had our biggest fundraiser of the year at the country club, we spent most of our time transporting all of Pines up Valley Manor, over the 3 speed bumps, past the light, up and over to the country club. And the country club vibe, it just wasn't Pines. Okay. So now we're having that. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. In addition to having our big gala every year, we would have all these other fundraisers. So there was a fall festival and a spring carnival and a casino night and a golf tournament also at the country club and bingo. And did you know you actually need a bingo license to have bingo? So there was a lot of that going on. And we also had attempts to do things like an Pa night concert. And then this, tons and tons of wrapping paper and candle sales and candy sales and all these things that were really quite fatiguing for the faculty and fatiguing for you guys, because there was always this kind of small, not very meaty fundraiser almost every month. So we learned a lot when COVID came. And one thing that COVID invited us to do was to uncomplicate things. And I hope you hear that, and I hope you feel that at Pines, that we really try to just have, the most thoughtful, nicely spaced out events. And so we found ourselves just kind of drowning with all these complicated events. In Montessori, we spend a lot of time talking about what's the direct aim of a lesson. There's lots of indirect aims, but what is the direct aim? So why a fundraiser, and why this fundraiser in particular? So what I want for you to hear from me, and it is hard-coded in our documents of our school, is that we will always operate Pines on a balanced budget. And why that's so important for you to know, especially for your own trust in us, and as you tell other people to come and participate with us, is that our fundraisers only go for things that are above and beyond. All the things that you love that are above and beyond come from our fundraisers. A lot of nonprofits and a lot of schools make a budget and then they fundraise themselves into the black. It is a very scary way to run a business, to be one bake sale away from making payroll. And that is not the school that you belong to or the school that you're supporting. So that's the first thing that I want you to know. But I want you to know about this event. We recast it And we'll talk about that in a second, but we came up with the name The Event because it was bigger than us. It was for all these people. It's for current families, if you're the ones watching this. It's for future families, if you're the ones that are watching this. It's for our extended families, aunts, uncles, grandmas, neighbors, those types of family members, people who went to Pines, our alumni. It is for the community. It is for everyone, if you've had a child at Pines or not. It's for the donors of our school. It's for everyone, but mainly it's for our children, the current children that we have and the children who will benefit from the things that we can do now with the monies that are raised. So let me get you to why we don't do any of those other fundraisers and why the gala became the event. Here we go. So the major expenses of anything, is the venue. And so if you can imagine, when we were at Kingwood Country Club, that ended up to be really expensive. And so when we moved it to Pines, oh, and I didn't tell you why. You know what pushed us to there? Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey flooded the country club. And so we ended up bringing her home. And so that made sense to us. So now we don't have to do that. Food and drink. Love the country club, but we had to pay them some $15,000 just to get the food. That wasn't including the bar tab. And so now that we have it at Pines, we can have that sponsored and we can keep those costs really under control. We're going to talk about free BYOB in a second. Auctioneer, that can be sponsored and that can be free. The thank yous are going to be sincere from us, but we're not going to spend the money that we were in the past, where you would buy a table at the gala, bring some people, and then we'd have to pay you to give you the flower arrangements and all of that. It's beautiful and it's what's expected at a gala. But at the event, we just really want to keep those costs down so that the most of the money that we raise goes exactly to our mission. Decorations, decor, every time we had to recreate the theme meant we needed to repurchase all new everything. And so we're just going to have one beautiful palette that is Pines, and then we don't have to spend your money, our money on that. And then finally, the printing of things. So we're moving all that to in-house as well. So we used to send that off to a printer, and that was a major expense. So we're really keeping those expenses down. And I can show you that. So here's kind of the ROI on what's been going on in a good couple of years. So for every dollar that came into our past galas, when we were at the country club in 2013, that's kind of far enough back, good 10 years, we earned $5.19. But then as the years went on and the themes got more complicated and the things got more complicated, you can just start to see that we were just really not getting our bang for the buck. Look at that. We almost spent we only earned $1.96 on any dollar that we spent. And so then we brought it to Pines. And we did 2 years at Pines, and we were just getting our sea legs in it. And then COVID hit, and we flat out canceled it. And then 2021, the first year that we came back and did that, boom, getting rid of all of those superfluous expenses and just kind of getting to the essence of Pines. So we're really excited to show you that. But this is also very exciting. When we were at the country club for all those years, I do not want to sound ungrateful. We were making about 40, I'm looking at that as you are, just under $60,000 a year, kind of wobbling there. In 2018, the first year, and 2019, the first years that we came home with it, we're popping up to 70. There's COVID again. We did a virtual gala, the very first one, and I think just the generosity right out of the gate for that. But the event last year, just shy of 100,000. Can you see that? I know that we were excited just to get out, but then also because I think that we've gotten back to who we are as a school and a people, that's where the generosity kicks in, and we're using our money well. And so who knows what the future holds for us, but I just wanted to walk you through that. So the things that we saw along the way as we were uncomplicating things is we saw that when we went to the country club, people were spending a lot of money and a lot of money on the things that didn't actually help the school. We also saw that childcare was a difficulty, and we saw that the alcohol bill at the country club was quite expensive. So first thing we decided to do was to ungala it and make it more like Pines, which is where the event comes in. People were spending their money on outfits. People were spending their money on babysitters and things like that. And then by the time they got to the gala, they were already out a good $250, and maybe that was their budget to spend. The other part about the spending was that when we went to the country club, you had to pay to go to the gala. And so people then were out another $100 just for tickets. So when you come to our event, it is free. You must 100% RSVP, but it's free. And that way we can have everybody there. And that isn't a barrier to coming. We are organizing childcare. There is a fee for that, but it is much less than what it used to be at the country club. And so we'll share that with you every year when we get that organized. And then we make our event BYOB. And so you can bring what you would like to have as a beverage, alcoholic or not, and then that keeps the expenses down as well. And so that was really fabulous, and I know we're going to keep that. So just finishing up quite quickly, lessons learned. COVID just taught us that we need to uncomplicate things, and we just need to do what we love. We just need to have fun, right? This is part of our auction. We need to just eat and drink and move around the campus the way we want to. We want to just really enjoy each other. You wear what makes you comfortable. If that's high heels and a tuxedo, wear it. If it's blue jeans and a t-shirt, wear it. We just want to enjoy each other. We're going to have live auction. We keep that. We have class projects that children are going to make. We have popular items like naming the front driveway. You've seen that as you pulled up. The bricks and the tiles that are in the Peace Garden, time with the chef, time with Miss Humera, those types of things. Experiences that you guys can help us put together. So these are types of things that you can bid on and donate. Back to those class projects, here's just some examples of ones that have gone by in the past, fingerprints and photos of children. And then these are the types of people who come. We had 111 parents come. We've got 3/4 of the faculty will be there. Our board is only 6 or 7 people, so that's actually 100%. It looks low, but that's great. Grandparents are coming, alumni are coming, guests are coming. And so the most recent one is we had, just shy of 250 people. So first Saturday of every May, first Saturday of every May of every year is the event. And we want you there. We want you to invite everyone there to support our mission of contributing significantly contributing to a better world. Your help is needed. Your attendance is needed. It's not just needed, it's wanted. So we're going to see you there. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.